getting violent here. Getting very violent here. Yeah,
OB Keeng to ease no eye, coming out with the music to ease your mind. How are you doing, guys? It's OB Keeng once again here with another video for you. Today I'm talking about the destruction at the Abuja stadium as Ghana defeated Nigeria. The MKO Abiola stadium in Abuja was vandalized as angry fans upset with the results of the match got into the stadium and started destroying everything. I mean, just look at this feat of destruction right here.
Tear gas.
If you're wondering why all this happened, let me just get into some of the background of the story so that we can understand what led to all this destruction and chaos. For this year's World Cup qualifiers were to play Ghana, so it was going to be Nigeria versus Ghana in a two-leg showdown to determine which of the two countries would go on to the World Cup finals. Now, in the first leg in Ghana, it ended in a 0-0 stalemate, so none of the teams scored and it was a draw. This second leg was the deciding factor of which of the two teams was going to go on to the World Cup finals. The match was scheduled to go on at MKO Abiola Stadium, and in the beginning, tickets were going out for different prices. I looked at the ticket pricing. Regular was 2,000 naira. Fan Fest was 10,000 naira. Fan Fest Plus, which is like the VVIP, was 20,000 naira. At least that was the initial pricing that everybody was going with. So some people had gone on to buy their tickets in anticipation for the big match, you know, to show support to Nigeria, because everybody wants to see Nigeria in the World Cup finals where we always lose to Argentina. As time went on, it was later announced that the NFF and the Ministry of Sports had come together to buy 20,000 tickets for fans. Any fan that wanted to come in for free, all they'll have to do was stand at a bus stop, wait to be transported to the stadium, and they'll be able to get in for free. Keep this one in mind because it's going to be very important later when I'm getting into the meat of what went down at the stadium. First of all, me personally, I did not go to watch the match, and I have very good reasons why I did not go. I don't want to sound unpatriotic, but I kind of wanted Nigeria to lose. Hear me out, hear me out. Not that I have anything against the Nigerian players. Nothing against Nigerian, not even the coach. A lot of people are angry at the coach now. My issue is there is so much corruption in our sports sector, like in general. Nigeria winning, it's kind of like covers up a lot that is going on in our sports sector. So I would prefer we lose as a catalyst to fixing the problems that are endemic in our sports sector, as opposed to winning and pretending like none of it is happening. Nigerians love football, so whenever our team wins a tournament or our team wins a match and Nigerians are watching in mass and enjoying it, the Nigerian government tends to take advantage of the situation. They'll call the players to galas and events, promise them all sorts of things that they will not even deliver on at the end of the day. So it kind of gives an impression that the government is working. Meanwhile, things are not going well. So it's kind of a distraction to the people. And at the end of the day, it's the Nigerian players that are putting in their best despite the system, not because of it, to be able to win accolades for themselves, you know, to be able to advance in their careers, to be able to get higher standing in their leagues. At the end of the day, governments and the corrupt forces in there that are messing up the whole sector, they'll feel justified if Nigeria wins. So now that we're not qualifying for the World Cup, I think now everybody's eyes can open and we can now focus on the issues in our sector and see if we can fix them. I've not seen any official statements from the presidency or the NFF so far since we lost. That just goes to show you the hypocrisy that is going on in the sports sector. Second reason I did not go to watch the match live was security concern. Recently, news of kidnapping, ritual killings and all that has been kind of on the rise. So I didn't think it was wise to go to such an event, especially one where free tickets have been bought for anyone to come in. Initially, I had considered buying the VIP tickets, but upon hearing this, I just said, no, I'm not going there. It's not safe to go there. And I changed my mind, especially after I received this video from Jamie, a friend. Shout out to Jamie. As you can see in this, just the state of the parking alone leading up to the stadium was screaming danger, danger, danger. And the MKO Abiola stadium is located kind of in central Abuja, like central area, so it's kind of in the middle of Abuja town. So it was just a recipe for disaster in my own eyes, and this video was the straw that broke the camel's back, and I said, okay, I'm definitely not going to watch this match. Now, for the match proper and what happened during the match that led up to this destruction. Most of the feedback I got on this Nigeria-Ghana match I got from my friend Deborah. Shout out to her. You can follow her on her social media here. Deborah told me most of what went on during the match that led to this destruction. Now, the very first issue that she encountered was this. Remember when I said that you had to buy tickets to get to the match and there were different tiers of tickets and government had bought like 20,000 tickets for fans to enter? What she said was when she got to the venue, there was no security whatsoever checking the tickets of fans. So the whole VIP, VVIP tickets, regular ticket, none of it mattered. Like anybody could get into the stadium at any time. Like you just come, walk in and sit anywhere you like. That was where the first sign of danger came from, that nobody was checking tickets, nobody was confirming people coming in, nobody was searching people coming in. So anybody could just come in with anything that they had on themselves in any state they were in and sit anywhere, and that was just a recipe for disaster. So that aside, because I mean, well, let's just assume everybody came to enjoy the match, right? During the match, my friend said there were some little fights in the crowd, which is expected in things like this. There were some squabbles in the crowd that she was noticing. You know, some small pockets of violence, but it's expected, especially when security doesn't check the people that are coming in. Even with that, some people are still enjoying the match. I mean, most people were excited watching the game. At first, Ghana scored, so that was a bummer, but Nigeria equalized not long after with the penalty. So it was all good. All we needed was one more goal to qualify. But that goal never came. The match ended and it ended 1-1. Now, by virtue of the away goals rule, what it means was Ghana's goal was kind of stronger than our goal. So they went on to qualify for the World Cup while we will not be going for the World Cup. That was when all hell broke loose. Congratulations to Ghana on their win. Immediately after the whistle blew, fans started storming onto the pitch, angry at the results. Obviously, they went on to destroy things. The feedback I got was immediately after, the Nigerian team, Ghanaian team, staff and officials, they rushed into the tunnels to avoid getting swamped by the angry fans. This was where the inadequate security was really telling, because the crowd just went ham, destroying everything. In the video, it shows them destroying the seats where the coach and the staff and reserve team sits. They're just destroying everything for no good reason. The little police that was around, they tried throwing tear gas into the crowd to disperse the crowd, but the damage was already done. My friend also said that angry fans started tearing out the adverts. You know those adverts on the side of the pitch that advertise MTN and so on and so forth, that they actually pulled them, and some were even taking them out of the stadium and taking them home, probably to smell to those. It was like a signal that, oh, okay, all is lost, so let's just destroy everything, show our anger and go home. And that's exactly what they did. I was also told that road safety had towed some people's cars. So remember that video I showed earlier of the horrible parking leading up to the stadium? So the Federal Road Safety Corps had actually towed some people's cars from the road, you know, to give leeway for drivers that were passing through. and a lot of people came out and they couldn't find their cars. Now, something unfortunate also happened during the whole stampede. A Zambian doctor lost their life. This Zambian doctor was a CAF official at the game. According to the news story, the doctor was trampled upon, slapped, beaten, and now he has lost his life. Personally, I feel Nigeria should be sanctioned. We need disciplinary action because this was just ridiculous. No security, and the fans just came and destroyed everything. The fans probably should be sanctioned too. It's just crazy. It's a terrible look for Nigeria in the eyes of the world, in the eyes of world sports. Another thing I would later come to learn was that there was even a terror threat at the stadium. The DSS released a statement that was circulating on social media that there was a high threat of the IPOP secessionist group coming into the stadium and bombing parts of the stadium. And this threat started circulating during the match. So you can imagine that no security, anybody allowed to come in, and now you're saying there's a threat of terrorism. And imagine if this had actually gone down, like what could have happened. The headlines you might have been hearing is thousands killed or hundreds killed. It just shows the level of incompetence across board, and we really need to do better. Rest in peace to the Zambian doctor that lost his life very unnecessarily because of the stupidity of our lack of planning, basically. My takeaway from all this is, look, now that we have lost, I hope enough eyes are open that we need a total overhaul of our football administration. Many people are not happy with the team, they are not happy with the coaches' tactics, but my opinion, it goes much more deeper than that. The administration really has a lot of work to do. Nigeria sports sector has too much of a history of corruption. I mean, look at the recent Olympics, the 2020 Olympics that passed, where Japan did a good job hosting, even in the midst of the pandemic. Even the Nigerian athletes, they had to hit the streets in Japan protesting things that were caused by the Nigerian Sports Federation. Our most prominent athlete, Blessing Okabare, at the games, she was indicted of doping and she was now banned for basically the rest of her career. At the same games, Puma had struck a deal with the Athletics Federation where they would provide us with kits, provide our athletes with kits for them to wear at the games. Any athletes that won a medal, they will get paid for wearing the kits and coming up to the podium, and Puma was going to pay us a large amount of money, going into millions of dollars, for our athletes to wear these kits, you know, to represent Nigeria at the Tokyo Olympics. I heard there was a faction in the Sports Federation that wanted the deal with Puma. There was another faction that was like, no, they didn't want the deal. So at the end of the day, Puma thought the deal was ongoing. I think they had even paid some of the money. I don't really know the details because that one was an inside thing. But at the end of the day, Puma found out that their kits were not being used. Even after they had already manufactured the kits and delivered the kits, they found out they were not being used. So they said they were going to sue our Athletics Federation. Those are the kind of corruption that you hear that you're like, no, we need to lose everything so that we can know that we need to start from scratch. There were also mishaps that led to Nigerians protesting on the streets of Japan due to the inefficiency of our trial system. Some of the athletes that were admitted to Japan to compete, it was later found out that the errors in their trials, I'm talking about petty errors, which any sports administrator should know. Petty errors like people crossing lanes during the trials, therefore affecting their numbers, that's their times, especially in track. We submitted a whole lot of erroneous times, erroneous athlete metrics to the Olympics Federation. So upon discovering these things, they decided that a lot of our athletes could not compete in the Olympics and they had to go back home. Upon hearing this, of course, our athletes were agitated and went and started protesting on the streets of Japan. Some were saying it's racism, blah, blah, blah. It wasn't racism, it wasn't the Olympics. It's the Nigerian Athletics Federation. The Nigerian Sports Federation needs an overhaul. I'm very passionate about sports, about fitness, and we have a whole lot of manpower. A whole lot of Nigerians love football. We love sports. We love watching sports. It is even an industry. It's a potential industry for us. Just look at this match. I was saying, look at the fans, the crowd that came to this Nigeria-Ghana match. some of it was monetized. But imagine if we had a system where, a very good system where our local leagues were functioning so well that people would come every week to watch these matches. The interest is definitely there, but the problem is the administration is not, and that is why we continue to suffer in mediocrity. So these are just my thoughts on what happened so far. We've lost at the Olympics, we've lost out of the World Cup, we lost out of the African Cup of Nations some months back. Left to me, let's keep losing. Not that I have anything against the athletes, it's not your fault at all. But let's keep losing until everybody gets fed up, and then we can now have a total overhaul of our sports system and finally start to get the athlete satisfaction, equipment and facilities that we truly deserve. So that's it for this video, guys. Thank you so much for watching my rants. Do like and subscribe, share this video, comment below. There is a whole lot of good content on my channel. Check it out, tell me what you think, and I will see you guys in the next one.
You also mentioned style of play. I want to know the Eguavon style of play. What is the Eguavon style of play?
You know Guardiola? Yes, I like his style of football.